Okay, so I'm sitting here with Cheyanne Gonzales, and you are a sophomore at St. John's University,
Yes.
and you have a history of dealing with depression.
Yes, I do.
So how long have you been dealing with it?
To be honest with you, it's been a long time. I cannot remember. I think it probably would have started in middle school, maybe sixth grade, actually, before then. I think that's my earliest memory of depression.
Was there any particular reason why, or any triggers?
There was a lot of personal family issues that I had going on. I didn't have a normal childhood at all. We were constantly moving. I was going in between being homeschooled and being put back into school, and I was very weird. I had a very hard time making friends, and I had a lisp as on top of that, so it was not a good place for me. But
yeah, that definitely sounds rough. Has it gotten better or worse over the years, would you say?
I think as I get older, I start to understand life in more, not just complex, but an understanding on how life is. And being 19 years old in New York City, I'm across the country from my family, I have an understanding on how life can be and how hard it is, and I think it's worse. In all honesty, it's worse.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
It's not good. Okay, so have you ever taken antidepressants?
No.
And what was your biggest reason?
My biggest reason for not taking antidepressants is the fact that I have family members that struggle with depression as well. I think that it runs in my family. I honestly believe it runs in my family.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen firsthand on how it can affect a person. And it's something that I know that I wouldn't want for myself, especially being medicated for something that I've been trying my whole life to control.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want medication to be my reason to control something that I should be able to control by myself. I don't know how that can make sense, but it's more of it's an inner battle, and I don't need a drug to help me with that.
Right.
Especially when people become addicted to drugs like that on top of it. Yeah.
So, basically, just to recap, you said one of the biggest reasons that you don't take antidepressants is because you basically feel that since it's not a health problem, it's mental health, but if it's not a physical health problem, you'd rather just kind of deal with it on your own.
Yes.
Is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. So, your family members, have they taken antidepressants that have been depressed?
Yes, they have. It actually caused my cousin to become a drug addict. Mm-hmm. And on top of other things that's happened to her, she started taking antidepressants, and it went from antidepressants to, let's jump right into it. I think it's called DMX, an over-the-counter drug, and then it went from that to cocaine to meth to heroin. Mm. So it's necessarily, my family has a history of addiction problems, and it's something that if I am able to control it in a way that I know I can control it,
right.
I don't think drugs is a thing for me.
Right. Yeah, I definitely don't even blame you. If you've seen addiction,
yeah.
It's definitely hard. So this might be a little personal, and feel free not to answer, but have you ever felt suicidal?
Yes. I have actually shared with, in high school, actually, my senior year of high school, I actually shared with a group of girls basically my struggle with depression and how I've kind of been able to work through it and become the person I am today. And suicide it's a big thing. It's a scary thing, but
yeah. And
suicidal thoughts, it's there. It's something that for a lot of people it does come with depression. It's kind of a feeling that you're just you're okay, I'm okay with right. dying. I feel fine about it. So yes, I have had suicidal thoughts. Yeah.
So then do you think that taking antidepressants would help that?
No.
In your case?
Not in just my case, but from talking to people that have taken antidepressants, no.
Right.
No.
Okay.
For some people, it can work, but for a lot of people that I have interacted with that have been on Prozac or Xanax, it's just not, it's not, that's not going to stop anything. Yeah.
Right. So then do you feel like if you kind of have the idea in your head and you're really set on doing it, that no drug is going to help you? Is that kind of what you think?
That's not necessarily, like, true. I just for a personal reason, I don't stand for taking drugs when it comes to a lot of specific issues, but if I can find like another healthy way of trying to get some things out of my system, for me it's writing. I love to write, and I have journals upon journals. Like I have probably around 30 journals from like 6th grade until now that are all filled.
Right. And
like from front to cover, like I mean to back, front to cover to back. And so writing is kind of my drug.
Okay.
It's kind of, yeah.
Well, yeah, that brings me to my next question. I was going to ask you, like, other than any medications, what do you do to aid your depression? Yeah. And you said writing. Is there anything else you do?
Besides writing, my other outlet used to be working out all the time, but it kind of became like an issue. It was more of like a unhealthy addiction towards, I mean, there's different ways you can, I mean, and I'm not saying that working out is a bad thing. I'm saying that working out too much can become a bad thing, and it was something that kind of became a problem for me. But writing has always been, and will probably always will be my outlet for my depression.
Okay.
I think a big thing with depression, and I think from older generations, is that I have parents that do not necessarily believe in therapy or like psychology, like any psychiatric help or anything like that. And so in high school and junior high, when some of my siblings came out and were like, hey, like, we need therapy, like, we think that we need to go get therapy. I'm the middle of 5 children, so it's like in all the things that we've been through, like, we've all had our own struggles and our own problems, and my parents, the way they were raised and the way their parents were raised was that therapy was for psycho people. I think as the years have gone on and all of their children have at least gone once or twice or even a lot more to therapy sessions, that they've kind of gotten warmed up to the fact that it's not, therapy isn't just for the crazy people anymore. It's a way for people to talk about what's going on with them when they're trying to bottle everything up. In all honesty, don't be scared to go to get therapy, because I believe that everyone at one point in their life will need therapy. That's what I believe. I mean, other than that, I think that no one should be scared to go get therapy. If they think that they need it and they're scared to that other people around them will think, oh, like, what's wrong with you, or what's wrong with this. Like, everyone has a different form of depression, and talking about it with your friends and talking about it with your family is good and all, but like, you still want that professional, that person that really does not know you at all, to be able to help you work the things out that you're struggling with. It doesn't matter if they're big or small. So I think that's something that's a good outlet for people.
Right. Well, it's definitely another option, and there's definitely this big stigma for, like, in the mental health about, you know, like, seeing a therapist, like you mentioned. So do you see that stigma with antidepressants as well? Do you think a lot of people feel like antidepressants are, like, only for crazy people, or?
Yes. I think there's a lot of issues. Personally, I don't believe that, like, someone should immediately be put on antidepressants when they get diagnosed with depression. I think it should be a process. I think it's a decision that you have to make with your professional, either your doctor, your personal doctor, or your therapist. But in all honesty, it depends on the person. It depends on how they react to it. Every person's different. Sometimes it doesn't help a person. Sometimes it does. So it's more of just trying to see if it does work or not. Maybe it's just a trial run or a practice run. It's fine, but yeah.
Right. Was there anything else that you wanted to add?
No.
Well, thank you so much for being so open about this and, like, interviewing with me. So.
Oh yeah, anytime.
That's pretty much it.